I'm Sheila with The Grateful Goddess, and with me today is Maya Nahra. She is a registered dietitian and actually a behavioral nutritionist. So I'd like you to take us back to how you found your true inspiration in being a foodie.
Yes, and there are many kinds of foodies out there, so it's very interesting, and we each have our own little niche, but just some insight into me and what I chose in my life is I was once 250 pounds, and I lost the weight the wrong way. I thought fat-free Oreos were good for you because they had 10 calories each, so I could eat the whole box, and next thing you know, that's not the case. I did go down to 99 pounds in 6 months, and ended up in the hospital.
Yes.
It was a bad, seemingly at the time, it was a perceived bad train of events, and I was working at the time with Nordstrom, so I was in the fashion industry for 10 years, and you saw 00 girls running around in these little jeans, and not knowing anything about food or nutrition or my body, I said, well, they know what to do, so let me follow what they do, and that really wasn't the case. So I fell into a lot of negative food associations, a lot of limiting self-beliefs, fell into what people would classify as anorexia, bulimia, things that people never come out of their whole life, and my story, it's deep and it's dark in those corners that you don't really want to reveal, but it's in those deep, dark corners that lied my biggest treasure. That in lied when I was able to explore those and explore my fears, that I came up out of it and found. I went to dietetic school, so I have the Western registered dietitian end of nutrition and dietetics. At that time, I also paralleled my holistic studies, so I brought in kind of what would we do emotionally and spiritually and energetically and those kinds of things to parallel that Western. So I had more of a well-rounded, but
was there something though that actually, you know, was the aha that went from this poor modeling of how to eat to I think I'll go to dietitian school?
right. It was that moment when I was 99 pounds in the hospital. It was very much I was out of sync with my body. My aha was when they said, "Go home. You are healthy. Just eat." They said, "Just eat," and I looked at them and said, "How do I just eat? I don't know how to just eat." That was my aha moment, and very, very important. But that just eat still gives me chills to this day, and I didn't know how to do that.
I think that's a very common issue. There's so much poor information out there, or just there isn't the good role modeling.
Agreed. And I think it's I completely agree with you, Sheila. I believe it's a lot of mindset too. It's a lot about. I learned how to teach people how to eat, as far as half a cup of this and a tablespoon of this, and this is what a serving was. But nobody wants to hear that. I mean, that's not fun. That's not exciting. I want to eat what I want to eat. But one of the most important things that I've learned along my journey is this. It's about feeling good. It's in everything you do. You will be on the right path. If you don't know what you should be doing, you're always going to be on the right path if you feel good. You have to feel good. Right. So I found what made my body feel good.
In your body. I mean, I think it's listening to your body, feeling truly good in your body, not just, oh, it feels good to eat Oreos.
I agree. It is, and that's what a lot of people think is well, McDonald's makes me feel good, or ice cream makes me feel good, but I always challenge, that makes you feel good in your current environment. It makes you feel good now, but are you happy with right now? Because that's what most people want to change is right now. So what makes you feel good in your new foundation? What makes you feel good in the place where you want to go? Because I guarantee McDonald's does not support that foundation.
Right. That's So you talk a lot about intentful eating. So talk a little bit about that.
And it's the premise of my business is my intentful life. So it's intentful, mindful. We all know mindful. Mindful, it's awareness.
Right.
And mindful is a beautiful word. Awareness is a beautiful word in itself as well. We need awareness in everything that we do. So intentful, I've kind of taken one step just a little bit further, because intentful, it's awareness with direction and clarity coupled with intention. So essentially, in other words, what we could say is intentful is awareness with movement.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
What do you envision? What's your mission? What's your place on this earth?
You know, my place in this, that's a great question, because we all have that, is I knew at that moment when I was doing these things with food, and I had an unhealthy relationship with food, I didn't know how to eat, and these cycles of unhealthiness, and it overtook my brain and my mind. I know there was more. I knew there was more. And it felt as though these thoughts, these feelings, they were binding me down, and they were chaining me to something that I didn't belong to. So my mission and my goal is to help women to unbind themselves from these binding food thoughts, to help transform them and see them move past where this life that they want so deep in their center is achievable, and how to get there.
What else were you able to draw from to be able to put together the package that you offer women?
There's a lot to draw from I think, in not only the dietetic school and the holistic nutrition that I brought in, the holistic mindset that paralleled my studies, but really it's a combination of to be an expert, you need to not only you need to synthesize information and to bring in what other people have done. So who's doing behavioral nutrition? What's worked out there before? What systems have they created? In addition, and this is where you understand this a little bit as well, but you got to feel into it. There's a little bit of intuition portion here. So you combine the knowledge, you combine the left brain logical, what's been done, with a little bit of right brain intuition and creativity, and there's just something that your heart knows. And you can share that, because this is a solution to a problem that I believe a lot of women have, and it's something that they crave.
So you do so many different things. You're a teacher and a speaker and a writer, and so the FIG. I'm forgetting the name of it.
My Weekly Fig.
My Weekly Fig. Tell us about the My Weekly Fig.
It's one of the products. It's very, very, very simple. It's a subscription meal planning service, so it's $9.99 a month. They'll get 12 weeks of how-to videos, how to teach them how to meal plan, and then they'll get every week real food recipes that they can alter to be vegan, vegetarian, or raw, or top 8 allergens, in addition to show them how to use their meal planner and fill in their meals for the week, plus a grocery list and some other things. So it's just the tools that's needed to create healthy convenience. Because if the healthy convenience isn't there and created for ourselves, we're going to go to the vending machine.
And I think that's one of our biggest challenges, is that the U.S. is not set up for healthy eating.
Right.
You know?
Not set up for healthy convenience.
No.
It's sad, and I don't really focus in that area too much, but healthy eating, it's just not easy. Sometimes I laugh at my profession, because why are there so many nutritionists and dietitians telling people how to eat out there? But we've made it hard. Manufacturers, marketing, people have made it hard. So when we can place more of the power, meaning awareness and education, back into the hands of people like us, then we're a little bit more empowered when we go to the grocery store. We know what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any helpful tips that you can provide in terms of just one or two things that people can do today to get on that path?
Yes, actually, and this is the basis of a new program called 10 Weeks that I have. It's a holistic nutrition course, and I believe that there's two missteps really when someone starts a diet, and it's all about clarity and direction. So two questions I pose to ask yourself right now is, number one, what do I want? What do I want? No matter what you're doing, if you want to change your diet, if you want to change your exercise, your life, you have to ask yourself, what do I want?
Right.
And you have to answer that question. Number two.
Which can be hard to answer sometimes.
I agree. I agree.
Sometimes the hardest thing is figuring out just exactly what you want.
And it's not a bad thing, though.
Yes.
In hearing your story, you defined, a lot of us know what we don't want, and that's okay.
Exactly.
But what do you really want?
And so if you don't know what you want, start experimenting until you can arrive at what it is you want.
Right. And it's empowering. There's a lot of fear as well, but it's empowering as well. And your journey lies in finding that. What is that? Secondly, which is also very important, once you have what do I want, you have to, especially in food and diet, you have to answer the question, why do I want it? Why do I want it? So I call it a falsified why. When someone says, I want to lose weight, I'm going to lose weight because I have a vacation to go to or a wedding dress to fit in. And so you're going to be successful in that journey of weight loss for X period of time. But what's going to happen after the vacation? What's going to happen after the wedding? It's a falsified reason. So you have to create what I call an authentic reason. When you can define what you want and connect that to an authentic reason, there's a line that you draw of emotion. And when you have that reason of authentic reasoning drawn with emotion, that's what's going to drive you through your barriers, through your setbacks, through your bumps and boulders along the way. For example, I wanted, it was beauty. You know, I didn't feel beauty. I didn't see beauty in the world around me. It wasn't because I wanted to look good or do any of these things. It was, I need more beauty in my life, and I chose beauty, and I wanted beauty. And that was my emotional connection to my authentic reasoning and what I wanted. So those two questions, what do I want and why do I want it, those have to be answered before you embark on any journey, including diet.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was just beautiful. Thank you, dear.
Thanks for having me.